What's up, everybody?
What's going on, peeps?
You know, I feel like it needs to be this way. This just it feels weird if not.
Oh, Lord. Hello, Miss Sherry. Special treat for y'all tonight. We are hosting a watch party for our very own good friends at First Line Paranormal. Brian, I've got the privilege of seeing some of this stuff, buddy. They awesome. I can't wait for y'all to see what Cody and his team has done. The editing work that Cody's done is phenomenal, man. Cannot wait.
Me neither. I'm ready.
Mr. Andy Balcom showing some support for work. What's up, guys? Don't work too hard, brother, but appreciate you jumping on, man.
Exactly.
So, Brian, what you think? Wilkes Jail. You ain't got to see none of this yet.
No, I'm ready. I'm excited.
So he's a duck in the mud, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a duck, but I ain't no mud yet.
So we're gonna watch this all together. It's premiering live, so everyone's gonna be watching it live either way. So I think we're probably gonna show comments during it. I would say, and we're like I said, we're gonna do live commentary with it. So should be a fun night.
Yes, sir. And if y'all see something that we didn't, let us know. Put it in the comments. But with the hours he's got going through this over and over with a fine-tooth comb, I'm pretty sure he pretty much got most of it.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jonathan, what is up, brother? Out on the road in the big rig.
I'm assuming that's popcorn thing he's got there, ain't it, Rob?
Oh, yeah, he's ready for the show, man. He is ready for the show.
Well, he knows we're popcorn horse, so that's probably why he done that, to get us jealous.
Exactly. Oh, looks like it is loading.
It's loading up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah. And like we said, it's going to be a... How long is this show, Cody? What did it wind up being with the edit?
It's gonna be around an hour and 40, I'd say.
Yeah, plus us talking. So we liable to be here 2 hours, y'all.
Oh yeah.
We do like to talk.
But you won't be
show.
disappointed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show for sure.
Rob the oddball drinking Diet Pepsi. Everybody else drinking Dr. Pepper.
I know, right? Got to stay away from the sugar, man. My sweetie found out she's diabetic, so as long as I don't bring it in, she won't drink it.
We will hide it.
But yeah, we are going to be streaming tonight on a bunch of different networks, but the premiere is actually on First Line Paranormal's YouTube page. So if you start having any problems, you start having any lag or anything like that, jump over to the YouTube page on First Line Paranormal to watch the premiere. We will still get to see y'all's comments. And here we roll.
Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm stoked.
Editing work is phenomenal.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Get ready.
We're here at the Old Wilkes Jail in Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Built in 1859, this building held Union soldiers and Confederate supplies within its walls.
Revolutionary war battles occurred elsewhere.
But here in the hills and valleys of what was to become Wilkes County, the war for American independence was fought mostly among colonial residents of different persuasions.
Hollywood was an infamous escape artist. He escaped from at least 10 different prisons, except this one.
Ray Apsher also stated that there could possibly be an Indian burial ground due to the Sauri Indians occupying the land in the 17 and 1800s.
The most well-known story is a tale of love, lust, deceit, and murder. Tom Dooley had 3 concurrent affairs with the cousins, Ann Melton, Pearline Foster, and Laura Foster.
Laura was found with a knife wound in her chest. Tom was arrested for the murder of Laura Foster in 1867. The grave of Laura Foster can still be seen from Highway 268 in Caldwell County. Tom was incarcerated here until his lawyer moved the trial to Statesville. 200 feet from this property used to stand the Tory Oak. It played a dark role during the Revolutionary War. At least 5 British loyalists were court-martialed and sentenced to hang from that tree.
Colonel Cleveland oversaw these executions, and his family's cabin still stands here today, 50 feet from the jail. The piece of the Tory Oak is still encased at the museum. Is there residual energy still stemming from the Civil War, or is there intelligent visitation coming from the outer realm?
Okay, we are in the Old Wilkes Jail. It's built in 1859. Historic structure here in downtown Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It's managed by Wilkes Heritage Museum Incorporated, which is a nonprofit that provides the public with historic resources in which they connect with their history. And we've been in operation as a heritage museum since 2004. Museum doors open. And it came to our attention in 2005, 2006, it would be a good idea to have ghost tours as a fundraiser. Based on all the stories we were getting coming in, we thought it would be a good idea to conduct a survey and the ghost stories really flourished. They came. These artifacts that are here date to the 19th century that are behind me. There's a Brazilian rosewood piano behind me that belonged to General James B. Gordon, who was a Wilkes County general, brigadier general in the war between the states. And he went to school at Emory Henry, today is Emory University, which is near Abington, Virginia. As a young man from Wilkes County, North Carolina, and his family had means. The Gordons were fairly rich, wealthy.
What was that?
Did you hear that? I did hear that. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
see
that
it.
gave me cold chills.
Well,
That was very similar to what I heard.
It was like a door opening or closing.
Cody, your mic's off, remember?
See, that's why I don't want to mute it, because I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that's common in here. Things will happen like that.
I feel like it was back here. Is that what you heard earlier, Kim?
Katie?
Or Katie, sorry.
Yeah, I can't be for sure because I have these headphones on, so I couldn't match the sound, but it was a thump of something. It sounded like a
That's common in here to experience.
I was in the restroom, and it sounded like it was underneath the staircase.
Right, and those kinds of sounds are common in here.
Okay, the bathroom door was sort of closed, but that's definitely not the sound we heard.
Wow. So that's kind of an interesting story. But we're in the jailer's quarters, and you think about something that stayed in
I kept calling Katie
operation in the old jail here.
That was her
from
first investigation with us.
From 1859 to early
I felt bad.
1950s, almost 90 years.
Not calling her by the right name.
There's a lot of historical events that happened here. A lot of inmates passed through these doors of personal confinement, places of such as battlefields, places where there's been a lot of emotional stress. Or seems to be places where haunted instances. And what is this? A place of confinement. This is an old jail. It's not the Tower of London, obviously, but it does have some very interesting people that were incarcerated here that we'll get to a little bit later in the tour.
So was there any like specific things that happened to people here, or you've had experiences in this particular room?
Yes, and both in this room and the jailer's kitchen, which is next door, during investigations and also during ghost tours, occasionally people will get a glimpse of shadow figures in here. We've also had people experience that have been on ghost tours or on paranormal investigations experience cold places, drops in temperature. We've also had people experience where somebody has touched them on the back of the shoulder, turn around, nobody's there. And we have phantom sounds that seem to emerge like we heard a few minutes ago of just stuff moving around and there's nothing there to cause the sound. And so I've experienced that so many times over the years that I almost become immune to any, but people when they hear those things for the first time, sometimes become a little bit shaken up.
Tongue twister.
We have had reports of on school tours in here that people will ask where the docent is. We'll say, well, what docent? I said, there's a lady by the fire here dressed in old-fashioned clothing, working with the fire as if there's a fire in the fireplace, cooking by the fire. And said, was that a reenactor or a docent? I said, no. And we actually had school children say that they saw somebody in here with 19th century clothing on. If you look at the artifacts here that are here, things are as they were in the 19th century. Fire was still your main source of heat. There's a lot of things here that gives us hints of the Native Americans, the gourds. They used string beans, such as were known as leather breeches. That's the way that the Indians preserve their beans. Over the past years, some of the EVPs that have come into here strangely have been interpreted what is believed to be Catawba Indian language. In EVPs, in the most recent one a few years ago, we had that of a lady's voice saying some kind of expression seemingly unintelligible that turned out to be Catawba Indian language. And the Catawba Indian group that was in here, specifically the tribe was known as the Tutero. And they were a branch of the Sarah or Saratown Indians. You've heard of Saratown down South Carolina. It's actually referred to as Shara, like Shara, South Carolina. Or Saratown in North Carolina, but those were the same Indians that lived along the river. The Indian word for Yadkin is Saponi in the Catawba Indian language. Lots of influence here from the Native Americans. And it's believed, and I wrote about this in my ghost book and with paranormal places across the country, that places where there was Indian burial grounds are sometimes places that have a reputation for activity. And we were right on Indian burial grounds because the Southeast Indians grew their corn in the bottom lands. They buried their dead on the high ground, which we're standing. Some of the things that have been heard and seen in here, they've experienced, people have reported shadow figures in this room, vapors that have come out of the walls, and even glimpses of full-bodied apparitions. Time to time, and apparently people have been described as dressed in much more old-fashioned clothing. Subject.
Is there anything that happens here in this area?
Yes. Reported, we've had people take film and shoot infrared down here. and report that painting over there has moved, or infrared objects have been made apparent coming through the walls in this particular location right here. And that's shown up a few times. That painting down there historically is based on a woman who was alive during the time that Tom Dooley lived in Wilkes County. And she was the storekeeper's wife. Her name was Mrs. Coles. And she was Martha Coles, who lived in Elkville near the junction today's Highway 268 in Elk Creek Road, like you're going to Leatherwood Mountains there.
Elk Creek Derby.
And that particular store at that particular time, in Tom Dooley's days, was an old general store. And the community today, it was used to be known as Wheeling Store. And back in that particular era, it was known as Cole's Store. And William Coles and his wife Martha are
just letting
also
everyone know if you keep hearing like a breathing sound, that's Robert
Wilkes
vaping.
County legend.
It's not anything paranormal.
And this happens to be interesting in some standpoints because the features of this person, this is Karen Reynolds, the playwright's great-grandmother. Martha Coles is. And so if you look at her features, and Karen's that's a longtime friend of mine, they have like features in common, which is kind of striking. Yeah. But Martha Coles was a person probably who sympathized with Tom Dooley and believed him to be innocent. They were friends of Tom Dooley and perhaps helped finance the defense attorney. There are very few personal artifacts tied to Tom Dooley still in existence, but I'm standing on one right now. This is the arraignment desk when they brought Tom Dooley in.
They did it again.
It's
Yes.
the same sound. That's the one.
Which you know which door?
At the bathroom? Yeah. It's directly beneath you.
Is it the bathroom door or is it the...
No, I was sitting in the bathroom when it happened, and I can vouch.
Is that place underneath the stairs?
Close in that direction.
Dude, I mean, is there anything underneath the stairs at all? Or
No. She can investigate that too.
Like Harry Potter's room, the cupboard under the stairs.
And we'll keep going. I'll keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So this is the arraignment desk.
Okay.
After the posse and James Grayson, Colonel James Grayson brought Tom Dooley back in late August of 1866 and captured him, of course, in eastern Tennessee, brought him back to the old Wilkes jail. He was incarcerated here for a couple of months, waiting to be relocated to Statesville, North Carolina. He was defended in the court by Zebulon Vance, the former war governor of North Carolina. And of course, the case lost. It was appealed and they lost the appeal. Tom Dooley was sentenced and hanged May 1st, 1868. Statesville, North Carolina, without president.
You got a line on that thing?
No. The arraignment desk right here has to help visitors take ghost tours. You can actually put your hands on this desk.
The air vent is right here. So if the air kicks on, it might move it.
It could.
So it's kind of interesting you can touch something that you can relate to Tom Dooley. Of course, I'm well familiar with the science out of the Elkville.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's hitting this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Almighty, that thing scared the shit out of me.
It's in conjunction with the water levels. Also, that particular junction, very close there, where Ann Melby lived on the hill overlooking that road junction. And a little creek that goes down through there called Sport Ranch.
So with that little thing, that's where the air is coming out, where the vents are.
Yeah.
So my thinking is when the air kicks on, it's kicking that.
Then we know that.
That's it.
Suction. Okay, so we know that.
I
That's good.
think that's what's going on. So what I did
Okay.
was I latched it, had to put that thing.
So it
up
can't
against it,
move. That-
and to see if it happens again. If it happens again, because I tapped it some and it wouldn't make that sound again.
Yeah.
So if it happens again, I have no idea
Yeah.
what it is.
Exactly. So here are some colorful pictures of three characters involved in the love triangle. Let's talk a little bit about the love triangle. Tom Dooley was a Confederate soldier returning home in the summer of 1866. And then he began resuming a romance with his childhood sweetheart, Ann Melton. Laura Foster, however, was her first cousin. Ann Melton had some intense rivalry and jealousy going on because of the relationship that Tom Dooley struck up with Laura Foster. Another aspect of this that's complicating is that down from Watauga County, another first cousin with both these girls was a young lady by the name of Pauline Foster. Now, back in those days, they pronounced it Pearline. That Pearline was jealous as well of Laura Foster. She sided with Ann Melton, and there may have been two of them operating together. One holding, dragging the stake home. And one thought or theory is that Tom Dooley came up on witnessing what had just taken place, was probably regretted what had happened, but trying to protect Ann and her position, that maybe help bury the body. That's one thought. So many things came out in the court record that are suspicious in so many ways. Today, there's no real answers except conjecture in most any direction you look. I will say this: in 1866, there was no autopsies couldn't tell the cause of death, but there was a stab wound found in the heart. So, there again, they did not have enough science capability in those days for looking at such things as DNA evidence and so forth. That's what I'm getting at. So technology didn't allow. Today, the investigation and today's science may have uncovered who did it, and with more clues. But obviously, in the time and place, it left it with a great shroud of mystery. But the infamous murder triangle was Tom Dooley, Laura Foster, and Melton.
My theory is...
What's yours?
I feel like Ann's more involved than what everyone's... Well, I mean, just from listening to the stories and all the, in videos and everything that's out there, I think there was a story that she was on her deathbed and had confessed that she was involved, whether that, her murdering Laura or if she was just involved in some way. But I feel like that would be more motive too, like from her side than Tom's, just because she was very jealous.
Well, Doc Watson's grandmother was at that bedside and apparently gave an account, first person, of a confession. So I believe that Ann Melton was involved.
I do want to say that when you started talking about the deathbed confession, that your microphone cut out briefly. Came back and hasn't done it since.
Huh.
Well, interesting, we're going in Ann Melton's jail cell and we're standing next to it. And some of the EVP evidence has been that they've asked in this particular cell here has been that of a woman's voice. So Ann Melton was incarcerated on this side, while Tom Dooley was incarcerated on the other side. Now, this little experiment that I tell people when I'm on tours, beat on that wall over there, or walk around on the other side and beat on the wall.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
I did. I heard a voice.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
Oh, did you hear that?
I heard a voice.
Oh.
Okay. And I was talking about Tom Dooley and Ann, and that kind of thing has happened to me here as well. So that was an EVP that was what we all heard. So I believe that might have been.
It picked up on the microphone.
What do you think that was?
It did. You heard it.
Yeah, I heard it with my own ear, and I was like, "What was that?" Because I was turning.
And here's something I'll tell you firsthand. I've given hundreds of tours in here, and when I start talking about the details of what happened, I've gotten responses in here before like that. Either a woman's voice or either a man's voice,
I'm gonna prop this
and
up
because
right
it creates so much of an emotional tug. If the spirits are here, then they are aware. I'd say Tom Dooley probably knows me as much as anybody. If he's here, present, and Ann Melton, I've conversed with them many times. So,
I've got an EVP recorder recording this hallway right here, just in case we hear it again.
Over there.
Or walk around on the other side and feed off over there. Or walk around on the other side and feed off.
After going back through the video, we determined that this, in fact, was not a voice, and that it was an explained sound. During our walkthrough, RG walks over a few boards that make the sound. I matched this up with Katie's solo video, where she had stepped across the same boards, and at the same exact time, they had also made noise.
We know that the jailer reported downstairs that Tom Dooley and Ann Melton
Makes that interesting because at the time it really did sound like we heard a
throughout
voice.
the day, and they would argue.
And I thought it
over the
100%
details
as
of
well.
the case.
So
Because these are
it makes you
religious
think the
laws
stuff that you hear in the moment.
So
Then you go back
this
and
is
watch
the
it like,
ladies'
okay,
jail
that's
cell.
not what we heard.
Exactly right.
what has been interesting is that some of the EVPs over time and investigations have come back when you ask about, did you do it? Do you know who did it? Those kinds of questions tonight. If you do those kinds of questions, you may get some data. Be interested to see if you do. And this must be a good night for investigation because I detect we're getting some presence in here. In 1970.
Consider yourself sensitive to that.
I'm very sensitive, yeah, and of course I'm a fairly scientific type person with plants, environment, and wildlife, and nature, and fishing, and outdoor activities. I consider myself that way, and believe in the good works of science and that kind of thing. But yet, I believe that the possibility of supernatural is very real.
Absolutely.
And I've experienced it numerous times, all the way back to when I was in high school. A recent investigation conducted by the Heritage Hunters in the old jail. They asked the question in Ann Melton's cell, what killed Tom Dooley? What killed Laura Foster? And a female voice came back and said, the creek. Keep in mind that they did not know the actual cause of death, but there was a stab wound in the chest. But it's possible, and one theory is that she was finished off by holding her body below the surface of the water in the creek that they drug her down on the way to her burial. And if this is the case, this is astonishing. We found a piece of evidence in a paranormal investigation through an EVP after 160 some years. Cause of death may have actually been drowning. We are in the jail cell of Tom Dooley. We're also in the jail cell of Otto Wood. Otto Wood was brought here when he was 13 years old. He was a gangster in North Carolina. He had a reputation of breaking out of more jails than any other person in America. He broke out of Central Prison in Raleigh twice. But he was brought in to the Old Wilkes Jail and incarcerated in this jail cell when he was 13 years old. He was brought in for stealing a bicycle. He did not escape out of the old jail, the Old Wilkes Jail, though. He was shot and killed in a police shootout in Salisbury, North Carolina on New Year's Eve, 1930. And of course, they had Tommy guns. Bullet holes are still some of the old buildings today with the .45 caliber Tommy guns that were used in the shootout. But the most famous person of all that's ever been incarcerated here was Thomas C. Dooley. He's better known as Tom Dooley, which is the way the name was pronounced in the time. And of course, he was brought in here for the murder of Laura Foster, incarcerated in the old jail for a couple months before he was relocated to Iredell County, because his defense attorney, Zebulon Vance, did not think he would get a fair trial in Wilkes County. Where he was convicted, he lost an appeal, and he was hanged on May 1st, 1868 for the murder of Laura Foster. He was hanged about the locations of the front steps of Mitchell Community College in downtown Statesville. It's about where the site was. It's where the old crude gallows was erected. His body was brought back to Wilkes County by his family. He was buried under an apple tree, which still stands. I can also take you to Laura Foster's grave, just off Highway 268 in Caldwell County. And I can take you to Ann Melton's grave near the junction of the Gladys Fork and the Bill Horton Road in Wilkes County, where she's buried. The three graves today, interestingly, form almost a perfect equilateral triangle, which is pretty bizarre, which is kind of interesting, a little bit of extra mysticism. Yeah. Murder triangle, indeed.
Yeah.
And triangle and death, too, and as well as in romance. But what's interesting, Images of Wilkes magazine reporter came in a few years ago, back in 2009, interviewing me. And I picked up this, or I was telling him, how did they bring Tom Dooley in? I said he was brought in with shackles and chains. And when I finished that sentence, there was no ball and chain in here, but this is the sound that we heard, went on for about 15 or 20 seconds. And went on for 15 or 20 seconds. I looked at the reporter, and his face was as white as a white sheet of paper. In fact, he never came back. So that gives you some indication of the activity that may take place here. But what a coincidence. How did they bring Tom Dooley in shackles and chains? And that's the sound we heard. Both myself and the reporter heard that afternoon when he was interviewing me in here. Now, Tom Dooley and Ann Melton apparently struggled. Their eternal struggle even goes on today between these two walls. And Joanne Beatty, the past curator, would hear what she thought were quarreling man and woman appear in the jail when she was working downstairs in her office back in the mid-1990s. So could it be that Tom Dooley and Ann Melton still walk the whereabouts of this old jail? Interesting to think about. It's almost like you can feel the personalities and you kind of know what their emotions were. It's really strange. I get that feeling, that sixth sense feeling they talk about. Or I do.
Curious to see what we'll find tonight then.
Okay.
Katie, I'm at 95 right now. 97.
The temperature?
No, my heart rate.
Oh.
Oh.
Is that normal for you?
No, my normal resting is like 73. But earlier when I put my hand, like, it's 99 right now. It's just jumped from 94 to 99.
What kinds of things are happening?
So that's not normal for you?
No, my normal resting heart rate, like recently, is probably 73 to 78.
Commonly in the jail cell.
But when I was putting my hand on the desk earlier, it went to like 83, 85, and that was whatever. But I just checked it again, and it's gone from 94 to 99 to, let's see what it reads here in just a second.
I would say
92.
The frequency of maybe 1 out of 50 people, 2 out of 50 maybe. Ever so often we'll have somebody that's in this room and they will feel uneasy on their stomach. They'll actually leave the tour and say, I just feel terrible. And they were fine until they came up here. But we've had more than that happen more than once. And I would say the frequency is about 1 in 50. Something like that, maybe 2 in 50. 1 or 2% of the people on the tour experience something, and numerous people have experienced cold spots in here. And
That would definitely be noticeable.
I did earlier, just FYI.
sometimes people going up down the stairs report somebody's tapped them on the shoulder.
I was going to wait till y'all got up here to see if you felt it.
Here, I trust you guys.
Yeah, both y'all's is up.
But that does.
5.
84.
But I know this thing says it's 82. I really don't feel like it's 82 in here, so it might be a little off. But
I detected with a gradient, a little drop right here. Let's see if it's still
That's
there.
exactly where I was standing whenever.
Sorry, I just hit the
Okay.
chain.
That's kind of right here.
Yeah, I detect a little temperature gradient right there. Does it do anything? It's the same.
There's like marks.
oh, you
on
ain't
it.
kidding. I feel that.
I can feel like
Yeah.
breathing. I can feel
Oh,
like,
look, it's going down.
but I
Okay,
feel
it's
like,
not going down like crazy, but
but I feel like
but
right
you
here,
feel
like
it
I'm
right there.
smelling, like not smelling the smell.
It's like
literally it's like
the smell of heat. You know what I mean?
And I noticed it because I'm used
it's
to
going
it.
down. It's going down.
I noticed it because I'm used to it.
At least a 2 degree drop. It was 82, now it's 80.
Yep.
Question.
I mean, I feel it too right here. It's still going down. Look, it's still going down.
From people walking.
You definitely take a temperature break.
Or like something dragging across the floor.
That's just from
Furniture.
yeah. They basically furniture for Mars. Floor's in good shape, but it's all original flooring. Never has been refloored actually.
Okay.
So I felt it. I stepped right there and I felt it with no gauges.
I haven't muted.
You
should be able to. You should be able to hear me through his though.
Yeah, temperature
I
break.
was
Look,
sitting right about
look, come
right here.
Look, and that's to document that there is a slight temperature changer. Of course, you know, I'm going further up in the room.
Okay, I got 4 minutes left.
Okay. You know, if we bring it up here too, it's gonna go up. But I feel like that's the only. See, we're back at 82. You can come back down here.
You know, the smell that I'm smelling is like the smell of a sauna. You know, when you go in a sauna and like the wood is stamped and like that's what it just smelled like over there. Like it
I
was.
feel like it's not. It's the coldest right there.
Yeah, it's warm over here, but when I walk here, oh yeah, it's really dropped off right here.
Well, let's make sure when we go down the stairs.
Yeah, that's
that there
barely
aren't any
moving over
vents
here, so it's definitely.
pumping air right in through there.
Well, right underneath here is the front room where
That other, yeah.
memorabilia stuff is.
To suggest that this was the knife, the kitchen knife that was used to do the deed to kill Laura Foster.
Actually,
It's not proven, but it's rather haunting to think about because she had about a 6-inch opening in her chest. The knife weighed right at 6 inches. And the knife was confirmed to belong to Tom Dooley's mother.
the only thing I regret not doing is investigating that more. Like actually putting equipment with it or filming it, because that would have been interesting.
It would.
As we were switching out our camera setups for the investigation, Katie and myself felt as if someone had walked up to us, and we both felt sick to our stomachs at the same exact time. After Katie left the building, I felt the feeling of frustration, and I made a vocal statement about it. However, we continued working on the setup.
That was so weird.
It's recording.
I can't. You're not. You gotta hold this. Well, I swear we just put these in.
We did.
And they're both dead.
That one right there, that's one I was
Well, this
using
one's
for the
recording.
No,
right?
that's dead. That's gonna die though.
Well, it's recording, so do whatever you're wanting to do. And
I gotta go get batteries, I guess.
Well, no, go get them right now.
'Cause they're already
Whatever
dead.
You want to do while
Doesn't
it's
matter, we gotta
recording.
go to live here in a few minutes.
Well, I guess one of them's gonna have to battery.
Do what you want to do right quick while it's recording, and
Will
then
the
we'll go
GoPro
and get the
work?
battery.
What I'm saying is though, that one has to have a battery, like right now, for someone to go in.
Okay, well,
That's the problem.
we have to do live anyway, so how are we going to do someone going in?
Video. Okay. All right, so we're here at the Old Wilkes Jail. Actually starting the live here in a few minutes, it sounds like. So, here's the deal. You notice we were like that, and now we're all like happy-go-lucky. And since Kim's doing the live, it's going to be one of you two. So who wants to pick a name from the hat?
I should let Kim.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kim should do it. She's
Oh.
the best.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And then whatever name you get, bring it up to the camera and let them see. All right. So take your radio if you need us, just in case you get freaked out somehow.
So, here goes nothing. Okay.
That's how we do it. We throw our newest member in solo.
Okay, so we're upstairs at the Old Wilkes Jail. Just gonna focus a little bit. So we got plenty of
Y'all notice that was that same board from earlier.
talk about in here. Sit down right here for a minute. Let y'all get used to me. I'll get used to you. Maybe it won't feel like I'm talking to myself. This little device right here will pick up your voice, even if it's not loud enough for me to traditionally hear. If you'd like to talk to me, I would love to listen. Sounds like you went through a lot in here. Spent a lot of time banging on the walls to Tom next door. Do you think you could do that for me now? How did you feel when you were first brought in here? I know that'll take a lot of energy out of you, but I would really appreciate it. But you see, they bring me along because I don't think ghosts are real. So I would love to be proved wrong. Do you think you can hit this wall behind me? We're gonna be here all night. If you feel like talking to me later, you're more than welcome to. Is Tom Dooley here tonight with us? How did you feel about having to sign the paperwork on this desk? I don't get too many bad vibes, but one hell of a bad vibe in here right now. Is anybody else here with me? You can talk to me. It's awfully dark and dreary in here. Alright. See if I can't put this down to record for a minute. Is anybody here willing to talk to me tonight? Well, I'm alone in here. If anybody feels like they want to talk to me, can anybody thump on the walls or anything? Can anybody give me any indication that they're here?
Katie, 10-4.
Go for Katie.
Are you 10-4? I was just checking our radio lit up, but nothing come through.
No, I'm good. I'm in the men's cell right now. No activity so far.
Okay.
Are you okay with us being here? Is somebody out there? Seemed like there was a shadow If I crossed in front of that dim light right there, I could see it over here. What's really interesting right now is that looking at this wall, I want to say about right here, I can see two shining things, but on the camera I can't pick anything up. Tom, are you here? Is anybody else here with me? If you decide that you want to talk to us later, we'll be here for a while. Somebody there? That may have been that adjusting, but at the same time that adjusted, my radio went off.
Keep in mind, when this happened, I had the radio sitting on the front of my Jeep, and we were all away from it, just talking to each other.
I just need somebody to say something.
It's kind of weird that all that happened at the same time.
Let me know that you're here.
You
Let me
could
know that I
already
need to
tell it was a
stay
radio clip.
in this room. Are you
Yeah,
afraid
it's
to
weird
let me know that
that
you're here? I'm gonna go back downstairs now. Oh Lord. Anybody down here? I'm a married woman, but are you still gonna look at me? Good time.
Now you just scared Morgan coming in.
I don't know what it is. It's like a vest, but it's long.
Y'all ever do that on y'all's investigations?
I stood up from it, walked over.
All the
I'm
time.
gonna say a good like 10, 15 seconds later.
Always
I
scaring
hear
somebody
the
on
lock on
accident.
it pop. About the same time.
I
as
tell them
the
it's kind of
radio,
good to get
the
different
static.
emotions
Something
in there,
good.
because that might help
Which
with
is
your
weird 'cause we got
investigation
every light
too.
on ours, and that's why I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
it
what was
does.
that? And I looked at it and I picked it up. That's why I checked on it.
Was that right before?
Nope, completely different.
Okay.
Completely separate occasion. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
We are going upstairs.
Is that like giving dinner?
Mine?
Huh?
Are you asking mine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on just a
It's a
second.
little overbearing. Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Maybe we should get the door. See if there's something about this room. If anything wants to come in. Oh. I kind of want
Can y'all see us right now? We're trying not to have the light be too overbearing, but be able to still
That was
see
weird.
everybody. That wasn't you?
No, it has never gone off after we've set it down like that, have we? Only when we test it for it to work.
Sherry, we do occasionally whisper during the investigation. I try to tell my team we need to do better with that, but you never know. If there's a point that you think it's not us, definitely give us a timestamp on it.
We loud as hell, so you can tell when it's us.
Thank
Okay.
y'all for the yeses.
Hello, hello.
Okay. Maybe that's what it was, just us moving around.
Stomp one more time.
Now watch this. Let's see if it does it. With it all the way up, it might, because it's just because when that antenna's all the way up, it's very sensitive. What?
We're in,
Okay, there we go. So it's kind of like this threshold where it's coming through.
okay. We are in Tom Dooley's cell right now, y'all. We do have some blackout curtains up. Trying our best to block out most of the street lights and such. Hopefully we can get up to
Here's
20.
what we're going to do. We're going to do EVP session. Are you okay?
It's hot, like.
Is your heart thing going up again?
Wow, my heart rate was already. Thingy was
My
already.
choice
That's
of words
what
that
I
night
was
were very horrible, by the way.
123 BPM. So today, thank you, Joy, for sharing. Today, while we were doing our tour, both myself, Katie, and Morgan all have watches that will tell us our heart rate, and all of ours was, I would say, significantly higher than our normal resting.
Mm-hmm.
And it fluctuate very rapidly. Yeah, definitely changed quickly. Katie's especially changed like really drastically, like 30 beats per minute different. I went to 125, I believe, to like 84. Yeah, it was a lot. So definitely interesting.
I guess we're gonna do an EVP session. So it's probably gonna be very quiet, minus the questions that we ask. Which I feel like we might have to be somewhat here because a lot of it's been like, well, it's either been feelings or noises so far. So, is there anyone in this room right now that is affecting the women?
It's really cool over here.
My name's Cody. Across from me is Kim. Morgan's to my left, and Katie is
Across.
Whatever, Jason, whatever. Are you affecting Katie right now? What is your name?
What, Kathy? That's crazy.
Stalking.
Kathy Stafford was watching our video and she said that Laura Foster was her fourth cousin.
What?
Kathy, that's crazy.
That is affecting the women. Tom Dooley.
You guys gonna sing that song?
Are you still visiting this jail?
Tom, do you like that we're here visiting you? Or is there someone else here, not even Tom at all? Is it Otto? Anybody else upset that Tom gets all the attention? What's the spirit's name that's here, and how did you die? Are you a guard?
Soldier, were you hung from the Tory tree? Are you still visiting this jail?
Susan, after we listen through, we'll ask him to show us a sign. Go through that. Susan, after we listen through, we'll ask him to show us a sign. Go through that. Show us a sign. Go through that. Show us a sign. Go through that. No, not through that. No, not through that. What?
Huh?
It just sounded like something like tipped over, or like Maybe if we try pounding on the walls.
It was like it was downstairs.
Something tipping over.
Well, yeah, like a.
I totally missed that.
I didn't hear anything.
I have my hearing this, so I don't know.
It was like definitely on this side of me.
Should bring this in there too.
It wouldn't hurt.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, obviously forgot that one. Leslie, what did you think? I'm sorry, not what did you think? Where did you think you saw it? Okay. Just so we can put it for when we go back through the lab and see.
When you know your equipment works, you put it somewhere and it doesn't go off the entire time until you step in front of it.
So in this room, there's a couple of things that have been said. One being that they have heard like banging on the walls, and they think it was possibly the female and Tom like knocking back and forth to each other. That infrared keeps making my camera go out of focus.
Mine too.
What infrared?
On hers. I don't know, my camera won't stay in focus. On hers. I don't know, my camera won't stay in focus. On hers. I don't know, my camera won't stay in focus. On hers. I don't know, my camera won't stay in focus.
Recording in the females. So there will be a little bit of movement on this. So hopefully it won't be too bad.
So apparently.
So there will be a little bit of movement on this. So hopefully it won't be too bad.
So apparently.
So hopefully it won't be too bad.
So apparently it
can't be too bad. Can't be too bad. We heard there would be some people in here banging on this wall. So I want to see if what they say is true. So if you can mimic my knock, let us know. There's a recorder right here you can speak into, and we can play it back and listen to your voice. Or you can go up to this blue light and get near it, and it will make noises and light up. It won't hurt you at all, but it'll let us know that you're here with us. But if you can't do any of that, at least try to knock on this wall and just mimic what I knock, okay?
Is there anybody here with us?
Gotta have fun while you're investigating too, you know.
Anna, are you in this room?
Whoa.
What was that?
Just kept bouncing back and forth.
No, you don't hear that noise?
That was a camera noise.
It was a camera coming off.
Out there.
Out in there.
Yeah, but did you see the thing flicker whenever that?
Let me go check this camera. I think it just turned off or something. That was weird. I think that was the one downstairs. I feel like the camera downstairs may have done something, because that sounds like one of these cameras.
Our temperature's going down in here too. We're at 77.7.
You come follow me. Let's go check that camera.
Okay, also Katie and I are staying up here. Morgan and Cody are staying downstairs to check that camera.
Yeah, I think that camera's probably needs a new battery. Yeah, needs a new battery.
So I'm listening back to our voice recorder to see if we have any voices that answer our questions.
Just it's gonna drain all them 9-volt batteries. Coming up. Okay, let me get that. Which one should we do?
The blue one it is. Well, I didn't hear anything on that recording, y'all, either, so we'll try it again here. I love that I've just managed to plunk myself down next to the
Latrine?
latrine. Like I've been leaning on it this whole time.
He's just in the toilet over there, it's fine.
Oh, you know.
We're hanging out by the fireplace.
Oh, good you brought those with you. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna keep.
So if you don't want to come in here and communicate with us,
Yep, you can do just that. Stomp your foot. Can you light that up again? That's right where I have that heat spot.
yeah.
What lit up? I didn't see it.
The ball lit up.
That little cat one over there. Y'all can tell it's not Cody, stomping or anything. So, if you don't want to come in here with us, like Cody said, if you can light those up again, that'd be awesome.
Alright, there's a box in my hand right here. If you can use up all your energy, which I feel like you've been using ours tonight, making us mad and doing all of this pathetic stuff. So, and I hate that I have to talk like that, but I should have that earlier. So if you can communicate through this, use our energy. Tell us, we've told you our names. Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us what this building was used for?
Tom, if you're in here, and you can talk to us through that device that Cody's holding. We can try to catch something through there. You tell us something about your experience, or tell us the truth about what happened. Tom, how old were you when you came here? You weren't able to break out of this jail. you here?
Otto, how many prisons did you escape from?
Anna, did you kill Laura? Anna, did you kill Laura? Did you confess on your deathbed?
Or no? I was like, no.
Wait.
Who are we speaking with right now?
Somebody?
Ew, what is that?
Alright, that's a weird noise.
What a weird noise.
I know this might be your first time trying to use this device, but you're going to have to talk clearly and as loudly as possible. Who is in this room with us right now? I'll play that back.
Tom's name is actually Thomas Dooley. Okay, you pronounce it Dooley. Tom, was that you trying to come through? If it is, do it again.
Tom, use my energy. When you raised your hand, what did you say before you died? You had said, I did not hurt.
Thank you.
Who's out in the hall?
Someone in the hall with us?
Don't you love it when the cat ball goes off?
Thank you.
I love it. Look at that.
Tell us your name.
Just out of nowhere.
That thing is going
You did it. You did an excellent job on this, brother. Just so you know.
Yes, you did.
Anna, is that you?
What was that?
Tom?
You did an outstanding job. I'm jealous.
Is that the most energy you can produce right now? Is that Anna? Anna, if that's you, you can light that up again? I bet it was Otto. Is someone still in the hall? Melissa, thanks for joining us.
That was crazy.
Just constant. And I have my camera.
We've never had that happen.
We had just the one time that tripped it, and then
And we've been super still. Can you light up the ball again? In the hallway?
you could hear it on the voice recorder. You could hear the camera do the noise or whatever. That's sensitive. Do you hear that
That
phone?
was a thud, yeah. Are you knocking on the wall now?
Do you hear that
That
phone?
was a thud, yeah. Are you knocking on the wall now?
We heard this knock while asking questions. However, when we looked back through the footage, it appeared that RG had accidentally caused this sound.
Awesome
I told
catch,
the
brother.
team that I was
Awesome
going to go
catch.
for another piece of equipment downstairs. However, I felt inclined to bring the spirit box into the male's jail cell. This is where I began getting odd responses.
Bob, did you have any experiences here or any tips for us on something that happened to you that we could ask about? I think that cat was still in the hall, so just it's right there by the barrel.
Back up.
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 It's me, Cody. It's me.
Huh?
It's me.
Katie's taking some more still photos now. Did you notice anything in your others? No. Not even dust, which was odd to me.
Something told me back up in here. You figured out I'm an officer of the law, telling me to back up?
It's like the third one or so that's flew out of our heads or flown into.
Sounds like Cody might be getting some stuff over there, but I want to go listen, but at the same time, I don't want to interrupt the vibe if they're getting stuff, so I think he heard back up on the spirit box.
What are you gonna do if I don't back up?
Scream.
I heard that too. Go ahead, scream. Let me hear it. Can you scream through this device?
Definitely something in there with you.
Huh?
There's something in there with you. I see it.
gotta be so hateful. Who's the yellow belly that's in here?
It's dead. I just heard something slide again.
Slide where?
Here. So weird. I'm hearing stuff. Dead. I just heard something slide again. Dead. I just heard something slide again.
So Cody is back up here now. Maybe we'll get some stuff. It seems as though maybe they don't like him so much.
Need more energy, you can grab it from that box right there. We're gonna play this song. Not sure if you've heard it before or not.
Throughout history, there have been many songs written about the eternal triangle. This next one tells the story of Mr. Grayson, a beautiful woman, and a condemned man named Tom Dooley. When the sun rises tomorrow, Tom Dooley must hang. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. I met her on the mountain. There I took her life. Met her on the mountain. Stabbed her with my knife. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die.
I've got this box rolling. What's bad is this battery's on low too.
Okay, so I'm feeling really sick on my stomach.
I can't see you because your light's still on. Your IR light's still on.
Just turn it and face it to the wall if you need to. Tom, are you here affecting Morgan? Tom, we have all kinds of different devices here you can use if that's you.
Did you used to feel sick being in this jail cell?
Your phone's okay. Take a couple of like sequential stills of history. Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm. There's lots of history here.
You're a big part of history, Tom, if that's you. For this area. Whoever's here with us that just set that light off, you can get some energy from the blue light that's on the floor and try to light that ball again. Your ears are.
brought.
How were you brought here?
What kind of room is this? What kind of building? Put all your energy into this box right here.
Child? Otto, is that you? You were really just a kid whenever you came here.
I don't know if I like that or not. All we've been feeling is like sick to our stomach,
Heavy.
hatred, and then you said something about a child earlier for some odd reason, and now it pops up on this box.
I wonder what that sulfur smell was earlier. It was bizarre that you two couldn't smell it. What are you doing?
Window.
So that part right before that where Morgan's looking at me, she said during that time she just like hated me. That's all she felt.
Do you want me to move?
We was definitely being affected in that room.
You're gonna have to make me move. Or are you mad that we covered the windows? Do you like being able to see outside? We took that away.
That makes sense. That's what I was thinking about.
If you notice, there's actually a black piece right there on that window. There's also another window where we have one. I had blockers in those windows.
There's something evil here.
So, just so we get less light there.
339. Cody, Kim, Katie, Morgan, all in the Tom Dooley cell. We've got a bunch of devices going. So, putting this on the floor. Start the recording.
Triangle.
Love. And triangle of your burial site.
First time I've got that word for.
Whoever we're talking to, you're doing good to get some words to come through. Tom, are you here? Otto, are you here?
Is Ann here?
What's up, Mr. Raymond Newsom?
And did you kill Laura? How was Laura killed?
Can you tell us on that box that's speaking words how Laura was killed or what she was killed with?
Okay, hold that. We're in the old Wilkes Jail, Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and we are. Today's date is the 20th of May, 2022. I feel like that you guys, who I'm talking to, recognize me because I've been here a number of times and a number of evenings, and we're your friends. And we would just like to ask you a few questions about the old Wilkes Jail, because I realize the wonderful history that the jail had, being built in 1859 and basically serving Wilkes County for 90 years. It's a pretty incredible building, and we're proud to be here tonight. And I just like to, I know you had some experiences as a jailer and working with inmates who were staying in the jail. And here's just, I just thought maybe ask a few questions and see if you would be kind enough to share some of your experiences with us tonight. One question that I like to ask, and Did you ever have anybody, some memorable experiences where you had somebody that had too much to drink in the old jail? They brought them in for public drunkenness. Did anybody ever try to pull a fast one on you to get out of here? Were they ever successful?
It might be your phone. Oh. Just wherever it's at, just hit the button on it, don't move it.
The temperature is dropping right here, where I'm at.
Yeah.
Are you close to me? Because if you are, touch my hand.
That was your phone, I guess.
It's held up.
Just making sure.
Temperature is definitely dropping. How about that? I'm glad you're here with us tonight. Can you show us some kind of a sign? We're your friends, and we're interested in the history of the old jail, what you did here as a jailer and serving the Wilkes County citizens. How many nights did somebody get for just being publicly drunk when they would spend the old jail? How many nights did they stay in jail usually? We're here to listen, have open minds. Would you like to tell us anything about what you know about who might have killed Laura Foster? Can you give us a name?
If y'all can hear RG, can you go over towards that green light and make that green light change colors? It's over behind him. So, have you heard of a spirit box at all?
Yes.
This is a SB7, and we have just recently modified it to where there's no, there's not an antenna in it, so it hardly picks up any FM. So I'm kind of curious as to see if we can get anything through it.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're supposed to just hear static, but if we get anything through it, I'll be very surprised.
Right. Yeah, I've experienced some with the spirit boxes, and let's say it's distracting when they keep cutting in and out on channels. Yeah.
Where you consider yourself a good cut?
Right there.
Heard something.
Somebody moving.
Might have been me. Because I was changing.
Were you a jailer here? Were you the wife of the jailer? Were you the wife of the jailer? If so, show us a sign. How many inmates used to stay in the old jail when you were here?
So just remember, I took the antenna. This is the first time we tried this.
Okay.
Antenna's out. If it does pick up FM, it is very rare. It's what's on right now. So I don't know how to explain that.
Did the inmates like the food here?
Her no.
No? That's what I heard. Did they eat cornbread? Did they eat eggs?
Whoa.
Did you ever have any drunks spend the night in the old jail?
With my own eyes, I saw a ball of light. Really? Yeah. Coming
At that moment, I observed a bright white ball of light heading down from the ceiling towards me. I watched it disappear a few feet from me, and I reacted to it and told my team. What makes this compelling and validates my experience is what I caught on the static camera beside me in the hallway.
Did you ever have any drunks spend the night in the old jail?
With my own eyes, I saw a ball of light. Yeah, coming from like that to me.
Sleep it off.
Literally from the roof, like just
Were
coming.
you pretty good at
this way
handling
towards the
drunks when you came to the old jail?
Oh, I didn't. I was just let me tell y'all. That was crazy.
Did you ever have anybody try to pull a fast one and escape the old jail? Did you ever have anybody try to pull a fast one and escape the old jail? Yes or no? How many people did it take to run the old jail? I heard two.
What was that?
How many years did you work in the old jail? How many years? How many years were you a jailer?
Just caught another orb or something on camera.
Another anomaly.
Yeah. It was like coming down the stairs, but it went straight like towards the camera. I usually never see him on camera, but I saw it that time.
Tom Dooley, are you here with us tonight?
I feel like I keep hearing like a female's voice come through, and it's multiple. I'm trying to say a sentence.
Otto Wood, are you with us tonight? Have you ever heard of the judge, Johnson J. Hayes?
I've got a box up there that'll detect your movement. Could you make that go off? I think I still see it up there, actually.
Still there.
Yeah, it's hanging off the top of the... I see it.
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
After enhancing this audio, we concluded that the response was saying Yates. RG had stated that there could have been a possible jailer family at the old jail with the last name Yates. With further research, I was able to determine that Tom Dooley's parents had actually lived nearby the families of the Carltons, the McNeils, the triplets, and the Yates, thus making this piece of evidence credible.
We've got a toy on the floor again that was lighting up earlier. That's right. That's the one I'm talking about. Can you make it light up again?
Don't you love when you talk about it and then it starts lighting up out of nowhere?
Is that all the energy you have is to light that
Makes
ball
it
up?
way worth what we do, bro.
We'd really like it if you could light that ball up again. That was good. That shows us that you're with us. Can you make that ball light up? How many children did you have?
You want the REM pod on?
What's the worst crime somebody committed be put in the old jail. Theft. I heard theft. What's the worst crime somebody committed to be put in the old jail? Theft.
If anyone wants to come speak with us, the time is now before we leave here tonight.
Has anybody ever been locked up for assault?
We have a couple of different devices you can use to talk to us before we leave. If you want to try to light up that ball, or if you get close to this other green light, it'll light up some more for us and let us know you're here.
You have to get really close to it though, it's not going to hurt you.
Will you light the ball up if you're a female?
Were you the wife of one of the jailers? Did you light the ball up if you were the wife of one of the jailers? Were you a daughter of one of the jailers? Can you make that light up? Or were you an inmate? Were you a woman, a female inmate?
Come on, just to see.
How old were you?
Nothing.
You did light up a couple times, didn't you?
Were you a female inmate here?
That'll probably be the last time we ever try to debunk one of them
I know it takes a lot
cat
of energy
toys.
to light that ball up. You're doing awesome.
It's just
We
too
really
credible.
appreciate it. Laura, are you by chance here with us?
Did you know the jailer's name?
We have to go soon, so you being able to light that light up again would be awesome.
Are you by yourself?
Is that you?
Are you by yourself?
Is that you?
Are you by yourself?
Is that you? I just heard a thump in the other hallway or something.
Do you have friends that are still here?
Can you make noises upstairs or in their other hallway so Kim can hear you? Make a loud thump.
We're not here to hurt you. We just want to know the stories and the history of this place.
Did you sleep downstairs or did you sleep upstairs? If you slept upstairs, say yes.
No. Is that no?
That was a hard no.
All I heard, yes.
I heard a scream. We have to start packing up. Can you say one of our names or say goodbye?
Can you light the ball up to tell us goodbye?
Yeah, because we got to take it with us. Yeah, I did hear that.
Bye.
At least you got a goodbye, Cody.
Yeah.
I'm your old friend RG. I'll be back. See you soon.
Yeah.
He said go.
Oh, they said bye.
And they said bye again.
Bye.
That's what we thought we
We've got a
heard,
good
but
host tonight, too.
listen to it
He'll
back,
host
says
us.
no.
if that's the case. We want to thank you for allowing us to come and visit tonight, and it's been an enjoyable experience. Thank you very much for allowing us to come by and visit your jail.
Why, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, at least the first lag was in the exit.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
Well, brother, I got to admit, man, that was amazing.
Outtastic.
And everybody watching, please go to First Line Paranormal on YouTube and subscribe for future content. It's only going to get better as it comes, I promise you. And you see the work and the time that they put into their stuff, especially with the debunking and everything. It's just phenomenal team. Can't say enough good about them. Glad to be associated with them. And you need to give them a thumbs up. You need to subscribe and keep checking them out, man, because the content's going to get better and better every episode.
Exactly.
And first and foremost, thank you for everyone that showed up, and you know, even if you showed up late and watched it all the way for the time you got here, much thanks. Really appreciate it. I think, of course, we had some lag there during it, and I think it actually streamed live at 1080p. However, the 4K version is probably available now on YouTube. So if you want to go back and watch it, or you just want to rewatch some certain parts, it is in 4K up on YouTube. So
yeah, and don't forget when you go to YouTube, hit the sub button and the thumbs up.
Sub button.
if you have any questions about the video, or if there was anything you wanted us to check out, because sometimes we miss stuff after post-production. If there's any timestamps you want us to check out, or if you got any questions for me, Robert, Brian, definitely time's now. Start asking.
Reach out to us, man, and
we'll get to you.
And while we all on here, I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out the bag.
Yeah.
Brian's already said something in a previous podcast, but First Line Paranormal, PD Region Paranormal is going to be teaming up in August, and we're going to be tackling the Trevette Clinic. And you're going to get another episode just like this one, but it'll have all of us involved, and it's going to be a 2-night series. So it's going to be excellent. I hope everybody loves it. I know we're going to have so much fun doing it. We're going to have cameras rolling even when we're not investigating, because whenever Brian's back there at the barbecue grill, that's when we're going to catch the most stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. You're like us. The number one rule is to always have a camera rolling. And, like, even when you see us packing up and everything, we're like, leave a camera rolling and just put it over there, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's it. You just have to be careful not to do it live, because there's no telling what's coming out of our mouths.
Amen.
Especially Brian.
What you talking about, Cletus?
I know how you are when you get to talking and you forget who's listening and what's around. And Brian is the type of person, if it's on his mind, it's out his mouth. There ain't no thought in between those two.
Good and it's bad.
We definitely appreciate everybody coming for the premiere of Cody and First Line Paranormal's work, and I want to say congratulations to Cody and every single team member on First Line Paranormal. Exactly. Y'all are amazing. You have PD's full 100% support in anything y'all do, and we got your back, man. No matter what y'all need, we here. What's up, Mr. Jason?
What's up, Mr. Jason? Yeah, hashtag PD First Line fam.
That's it. And Jason, and I think Jason there is Mr. PIMP. Paranormal.
Yep. So what did y'all think, Robert and Brian? What stood out to you the most on this?
Number one, your debunking skills of you and your team.
Yep.
And number two, the time and effort you put into presenting it was phenomenal, dude. I mean, and I'm not saying this just because you're a good friend of mine. I'm being completely honest. It's TV worthy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean and it's kind of like a psychological factor too, because it wasn't like it happened, and then I went, boom, it's debunked. It was you heard it, and you saw the words. You're like, ooh, unknown sound. Oh, yeah, I think I might have heard that too. I think it's paranormal. And then I would play it for a little bit, and then I'd say, all right, after watching it through and picking the pieces out, I can debunk it. So I just wonder if that, if some people didn't like that, or if they're like, okay, they kind of see the whole process of it.
All right, Jonathan, you got to explain what is the deal with 5 tomatoes.
I'm guessing it's thinking Rotten Tomatoes. Hell, I don't know.
5 out of 5.
That's good usually, I think.
It was amazing, man. I mean, just the time, because I got to be backstage with Cody and watch him as he edited a lot of this, and actually listen to some of these EVPs and help him try to figure out what it comes, what they're saying or whatever. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this man has put endless hours in that video. Endless. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many hours he did. And then he'd get it like he wanted it. Nah, I don't like that. Let me do this. And then, nah, I don't like that. Let me do this. And he's edited that video 150,000 times.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
Even when we release the trailer, usually I get it done first. Then I use what I got from that and use it in our trailer. And then we post the trailer out. The video should already be done. Well, we posted the trailer out. My team and I got together and we said again, okay, well, I know I got a lot of comments about the whole walkthrough being, because our walkthrough is probably like 2 hours long real time. I mean, it was just he had so much information. He just knew his stuff about this place because he works there all the time. So, we said, yeah, it's kind of long even for the video. I said, all right, I'm going to go back through and cut what I can. Whatever extra I think, history that doesn't even need to be involved as far as the walkthrough, and get it done that way. And I was able to cut maybe about 10 more minutes, but had to kind of get that done quickly so we could get it out there and ready, processing and all ready for today. So
yeah. Well, I can already tell when we do Trevette Clinic, it's probably going to be a 4-part series, y'all, just so y'all know. It's going to be a 2-day event, so it's probably going to be a 4-part release.
Man, one investigation you can run like an average of 8 to 12 hours, and it takes me about a month and a half by myself to go through it. So well, here's how I know we're going to work. It's going to be day, night, day, night. So that's like basically four investigations in one. So I mean, it's going to be a lot.
But
because we're going to investigate during the day too.
That's right. And the good thing about it, you ain't got to edit all this by yourself because you got PD.
I'm gonna send my footage. I'm gonna be backstage this time.
Send it over. I'll give it my best shot. I can't promise I can come up with what you came up with, but I will try my best.
I always give you them tips.
Multiple cameras.
That's right. Yeah. We'll definitely have enough camera angles for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna run at least 4 to 5 on our end, I hope. And then I know you said you was bringing one to walk around with, or
yeah,
stationary.
We'll use it for walkthrough, and we'll probably use it for investigation too. Honestly, we'll probably have someone carrying it the entire time.
Yeah, more footage you get, the more possibilities of catching what you don't hear or see.
Exactly. We're gonna film Hillbilly Heaven.
Oh yeah, we got to. I forgot about that. We got to take you, Cody, to Hillbilly Diner down there.
Where?
Clinic.
What's it called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Hillbilly Diner. That's exactly the name of it. We
actually went to. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of it because we sponsored them and everything on that video. It's only like a mile or so down the road.
Yeah, the place we went was about what, Brian? 6 miles.
I don't know. All of us had some good barbecue and some good brisket.
I ain't lying.
Let me check again and make sure.
Was it called Hillbilly Diner or Holy Cow Diner?
I don't know. One of those.
I'm friends with them on Facebook because I sent them a like after we ate there. Let's see.
Let's see. I think it was Sharps. Now that I remember, I usually remember sometimes when I see an image. Sharps Catering. Yeah, Sharps Catering is what it was. We actually done our walkthrough, and we told them, all right, we're going to go eat, and then we'll come back, and we'll start investigating. So we went like a mile or so to Sharps Catering and ate there. We had our shirt, like me and Kim had our shirts on, and was just eating. And I think the owner either was like doing the checkout process for us or had given us the bill or something. And we said, thank y'all. We appreciate the food. And we left, okay? About an hour in, it might have been like 10 or 15 minutes in our live. She comes on there and was like, hey, and we're like, oh, it's the girl from Sharps Catering. So she was watching us live after we had left.
Well, the place that we were talking about, that's it right there. It's called Hillbilly Diner and Holy Cow Ice Cream.
Ah. Yeah, so I didn't know if we was going to cook out there or if we're going to go somewhere, because then we could kind of do the same thing too, just to kind of have a presence there, and if anyone's interested in it, they can talk with us. So
yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I'm glad everybody showed up tonight, and thank y'all for coming to watch. And the ones who watched and didn't comment, we thank y'all too. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Just trying to get First Line's content out there to show y'all the amazing work that they're doing, because what they're doing is phenomenal. And it's not going to be long. Y'all going to be watching these guys on some sort of television network. It's not going to be long.
Well, we appreciate you guys, and I'm glad that we was able to meet, and hopefully here soon we will get to meet in person and get to work together. I think it's going to be awesome.
We already know the date in August, and we ready, counting them down.
I want to cut Cody loose in St. Albans.
Oh yeah, he'd have a
Oh
ball.
man, we're wanting to go so bad.
Couldn't you imagine him in there trying to debunk St. Albans? He would never read.
No, he wouldn't.
Uh,
But the bad thing about there, you can debunk it, but they use that to mask what they're doing. They'll be flapping on the window. Once it's flaps, they're taking steps up the freaking stairwell at the same time. But they're
a
smart.
lot of times, man, I'll be like, okay, well, it could have been this, but I can't even say 100% sure that that's what it was. I mean, so I just leave it at that.
You know what St. Albans, but yeah, that's what it was.
That's right, Raymond. Kim said that that salad was really good.
Yeah, she got some kind of chicken salad or something.
Oh, I like a good salad.
And I told them, I said, I want that straight up Southern food. Go ahead and give it to me.
Yeah, wait till you get over there. Holy cow, if they're even still open.
Oh no.
We walked in there and the woman said, "You want 1 meat or 2?" And we're like, "Go ahead and give us 2." Man, you got a big old plate of pork barbecue and then another plate come out right behind it with brisket. And I'm like, good God, how many plates you bringing?
Now on top of that, we got the salad bar. We thought we had to wait for the food. As soon as I got my salad sat down, there come the food. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you didn't even get your fork in the salad and your food was on the table.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah.
And you got to remember, we're big boys in these little bitty booths. So just the plates already took up the table.
Hold on, I'm going to go to this other table so I can eat.
That's exactly
comfortably.
That's exactly what we had to do. We had to split up.
Oh.
Jason said we had some fun in Gettysburg for the 4th, but it was a family fun adventure. Will still be a great video. Heck yeah, man. Can't wait to see it, brother.
We're trying to get our youngins to start doing stuff, but they ain't want to do it yet.
And Jonathan said he's going to bring the Ghost Energy for Trebek Clinic. Jonathan, make sure it's, strawberry, that they ended it, Brian.
That's bullshit.
Yep, I seen the commercial. It's a summer-only item. They're fixing to end strawberry
God
bubblicious.
almighty.
So
they got to learn to keep the flavors in, man.
Yeah, so Jonathan, reach out for the sweetest fish and the orange cream.
All right, we also got iron beans for the nighttime.
Hey, I want to try that orange cream because that might be the only one I'll lock out of that set.
Yeah,
Swedish fish is pretty good.
Someone brought one to my work the other day. I was like, "Oh crap, they are around here. I can go and find them somewhere. I just haven't went to a store yet to look."
Oh, you're very welcome, Kim. You're very welcome. Right. We're excited as well. Can't wait to meet y'all and get to investigate with y'all and share our knowledge, share our equipment, and just catch something phenomenal. That way, the next premiere we do is gonna blow everybody's mind.
Oh, we're gonna catch something there. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh, I've already got ideas running through my head. There's something I want to try and debunk the next time I go because I didn't have a chance to do it last time. So I'm gonna see if I can get the same thing in that picture we got.
Me and Rob debunked the cabinet opening, and probably within the first 5 minutes we was upstairs.
Yep. That's the first thing we did when he did the walkthrough, and he told us all the claims that they had. We didn't get equipment out or nothing. Me and Brian was like, all right, let's do our walkthrough now. And we went ahead and debunked everything he said. It's like, yeah, they talking about the bathroom door be opening. And I had Brian go in the bathroom. I said, all right, now walk over there by the toilet like you're using the toilet. He walked over there by the toilet. As soon as he took one step on that one board, the bathroom door opened up. I said, there you go.
I'm interested in that picture thing that everybody be taking somebody standing up in the window. I think there's some that are causing that like somebody standing in the window.
Yeah, because we got that same picture with somebody standing in that upstairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to pull mine up because I've got it on here. Yeah, I want to see if, because were the lights on for y'all's?
That was completely out.
Oh, we made them kill power.
Yep.
When you took the picture?
Yep.
Yeah, all power was out.
I don't know then. That makes a little...
Because we were actually outside on a break and smoking and vaping. And Brian was like, I'm going to get some pictures of the outside for our video. Because, I made a video of it. And when he was going around taking the pictures, he come back and he was showing me his phone. He's like, what do you see in that picture? And it wasn't one that I'm going to say, oh, yes, that's a spirit. but it was one that had me scratching my head like, what in the God? So we went in the house, we went up there, nothing was in the window.
You're talking about this window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but our picture was on the outside, not the inside.
So this is on the inside.
Yeah, ours was on the outside.
Okay. I've got different ones here. I don't know if I have the actual original, but the original is just, it's a little bit further back. You can kind of see a little bit more of the stairs there. Let's see. But that's it. That's zoomed in, man.
Kind of about like the same thing we've seen from the outside.
And we didn't realize it till after investigation. I come back home, start going through photos, and I looked at all of them carefully, and I was like, wait a minute, there's something in the window. So I had to zoom in and get it, And, I brought it to my attention to my team. Actually, at the work the weekend after, I was bringing my phone. I had the original photo on my phone. I was like, hey, what's this look like to you? I said, well, try to find something. They'd be looking. They couldn't see nothing. I'd zoom in a little bit more, to zoom in a little bit more, to zoom in. And they'd be like, oh, there's something right there. And they'd tell me. Every person would say, it looks like a person. They said, you can see the head. You can see the shoulders. And they would say these were eyes, but,
Yeah. That's the hard thing about photos, man, because somebody who don't understand how photos work, photo matrix is real. I ain't gonna lie, it's real.
Yeah.
And you have to be very, very careful. But that's what I like about y'all. Y'all don't jump the gun and say, hey, look at this spirit we captured. You just said, hey, look at this photo we can't figure out. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
Let me see here. And the only other thing that I could bring up to kind of compare to, let's see, I have it on a document here.
Because ours on the outside kind of looks like that, but from the outside.
Yeah, just like another thing we got to debunk, Brian. You remember the last time we were there and we had 6 REM pods sitting in the floor in a circle in the basement, and they all kept going off at the same time?
Yeah, but that was at an event. There was a bunch of people there.
That's right. I want to recreate that and see what happens.
I'm beginning to wonder if somebody was upstairs above that setting off a walkie. We didn't hear it, causing that to happen.
Okay, so the only thing I could pull up to kind of compare, I would switch between these two photos.
Yeah, they've got similarity.
Yeah.
That's William Trivet, ain't it?
That's William Trivet.
Yep.
And the way I'm looking at it is, you know how they wear the undershirts? Well, you can see like sort of a part of the collar right here.
Yep.
Okay. And here's the other photo I'd put side by side with it.
Kind of like that hair.
That's kind of
that's the way I looked at it. Now we didn't go into detail on that on our video, but that's the way I looked at it, and I was like, that's kind of odd.
We both can have pictures of Dr. Trivet.
So I want to see if we can recreate that. See if it'll happen. Because if I go up here with the same amount of lighting and take a picture exactly how I took it, which is basically like this right here. I stood beside the banister, turned my phone a little bit for cinematic view, for our Patreon photos and whatnot. Took a picture. If I can get in this same spot and take one, and I don't see this in the window, I'm going to be freaking out, man.
See, the bright light you're seeing in the window, I know is the chandelier.
Yes.
But
then I'm thinking
above the chandelier.
And see, when I first was looking at it, I was like, this could be causing it. But then I can't figure out why is it like looks like a head and then looks like eyes right there when I don't think there's anything really.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, when we get back up there,
right here,
when we get back up there, we'll take that same picture and try to recreate it. And if it does show something like that, we will take something and cover up that chandelier top part and see what happens.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's a weird one.
it's just like in Trevette's office, the surgery room, the doctor's office room, rather. Me and Brian had one of the best music box sessions ever in there. We set the music box on the bed, and I mean, that thing went off and off and off. And then we'd tell it to stop, it quit. We'd go back and we'd do it again, and it'd start playing again. So we all left the room and went down to the other end of the hallway and sit down in the chairs. And we'd ask it, if you're still in there, can you make the music box play again? It'd start playing just on command. And the music box never goes off. Sorry.
Do you have the same one we do?
Yeah, Pair Ace.
Yes. Yeah, we've never had that thing go off unless it was us walking in front of it. Which is why you heard it so much in that last episode.
Yeah. Let's see, Jonathan seems to think it was the chandelier making that reflection.
I could see that. That's exactly what my first thought was. But again, I was like, man, I wish I would have took more pictures when I was standing there. But now that we've kind of announced it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see. That's gonna be one of my things on my list, the top of the list.
Well, that's what it's about, man. Sometimes you have to go back to these locations 2 or 3 times to get everything validated. But the big point of it is we want to validate the truth, not what we see, not what we hear, not what we feel, but the truth. And we have to go back multiple times to do that. I mean, just like down in the basement, like Brian said, we were at an event with the Rape Chasers, and Mike and Chris was sitting there, and these REM pods kept going off and off and off. And I know Mike and Chris is not faking evidence because they were right in front of us. And like Brian said, with them REM pods going off like that, how do we know somebody went upstairs with a walkie-talkie going, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha? And it's possible. And that's the stuff that we need to go find out for ourselves.
Yep.
And just to respond off of what Kim just said, me and Brian started doing something a little different. Say Brian's in the basement and I go up to the top floor. I'm going to ask the spirit, if you really can understand what I'm saying, go downstairs where Brian is and make the cat ball go off. And I won't tell Brian I'm doing this. And after the sessions are over and we meet back up, Brian, did you have the cat ball go off any downstairs? No, or yes. And then I tell him what I did. Just to try to give it that little bit more validation.
Right. Yeah, we're definitely wanting to do the Estes method because we have not. We wanted to do it at the jail, but we didn't have time to do it. So I would love to be able for us to get involved on that on the next one.
Oh yeah, well you definitely gonna do it at Trevette. I promise you that.
That's whether me doing it or me asking the questions. I don't care. I want to be there when it happens.
That's my favorite.
Like I told you, the way we do it, we don't have nobody in the house. Just say, for instance, you want to be blindfolded. We put you in a location in the house, blindfolded, noise-canceling headphones, and we take a Zello radio, put it far enough away from you to where you cannot hear it at all. We all go outside and kick back and chill and ask questions through the radio. You're in the house by yourself.
It's freaky, too.
The only time somebody...
We should do that like 2 or 3 times throughout the 2 nights or something.
Oh, we will.
We should do it a few times.
The only way somebody will be in there with you is if we send a camera operator, to go in there and film. But last time we did it with Brian, we put a tripod in there and we didn't let nobody go in.
Yeah.
That dirty prostitute, yeah. She'll come in there.
We walked out of that place, Cody, and Brian looked at me and his face was all red. I said, "What's the matter, buddy?" I feel like I've been violated.
Was that the location that happened?
No, it was
okay.
Here in Hamlet.
In a coffee shop.
Just want to make sure. Jonathan asked, "Is there another light near the chandelier?" There was not another light on when within that picture. It was just that top one.
I want to get up in the little crawl space there in the hallway at the chandelier because you can go all the way up in the attic in there, but that thing's wide open.
I noticed. I know the top open area they've got right there.
Yeah, they used to use it for medical supply storage up there.
Oh, is there an actual attic that you can get into?
Yeah, there's an actual door in one of them bedrooms, but they wouldn't ever let us pull it down because they scared the ladder so old it might break with somebody's weight on it.
Yeah. We'll send we'll send one of the girls up there.
There you go. See, with PD, until we got Melissa as our administrator, we didn't have nobody light.
We'll send Morgan up there. And she's the one that's like she'll feel stuff like before anyone else does. So
Morgan, if they spiders up there, it's not my fault.
Estes method with Morgan in the attic. Woo!
See,
and we're
me,
putting the radio in the kitchen.
Yep.
Downstairs.
See, me, it's like on the Estes. I like doing it on the more dangerous investigations. I'll do it that way because I'm dumb. I'll do it. But it can't be in more than 15 minutes.
Brian likes to do solos. He likes for me to set up a camera on a tripod and get everybody out of the place and just let him go in and pick a spot he's comfortable, sit down, and get a feel for the place and ask questions and do an EVP session by himself and see what happens, because some spirits will not react to a lot of people around where they might react to certain people. So what we started doing, it might be Brian's aura. They might not like it. So we'll pull Brian out and we'll send Tank in, and see if the different person's energy will make the spirits react differently.
I've never had that problem. They have actually always interacted with me half the time.
Well, Brian's right. I mean, it's just different when you do a solo, and you can and I think you can pick up on more stuff when you're doing a solo. And it's also more validating for you because you're the only one in there.
Because like me, when I go into Estes, I call it what I hear, but I also say what I'm feeling and what I feel what's going on around me at the same time.
The attic will get you, Cody.
Yeah. Might get me when I break that ladder.
They'll say, the attic or the basement is the worst spot in the house. That's the first place I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. I think, they said there was a lot of activity on the second floor. So I think Kim wants to do a solo again so she can kind of up the stakes because she went in. It was kind of like her first solo deal. And this was right after Trans-Allegheny. So, I mean, you're already like hot and still from that. And so she just stayed on the first floor, right at the bottom of the stairs. Something happened, she can run out quick. Me, I went straight up stairs and just started going into different rooms trying to fill them out.
I want to try to debunk that thing that happened to me and Andy when we were standing at the top where I was in the basement. Me and him were standing at the bottom of the stairs, and we felt like a rush of air coming between us. Somebody said, "Hey!" coming down the stairs. I'm like, what the hell?
It was so loud, I got it on my recorder in the basement.
And that basement is quiet, y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't know why. I mean, we tried to do EVPs down there. We couldn't get one.
I thought they had the portal running. So I messaged him on the radio, and I was like, y'all got the portal running? He was like, the portal's down there with you. And I cut the light on and looked over there, and sure enough, it was sitting on the table. I'm like, oh, my God.
The only thing that wasn't quiet about the basement is because we had the heat going. So that wood stove would go, like, pop real loud. It'd scare me because I didn't grow up with a wood stove. So.
Uh-oh, Brian.
What's up?
We got a mission now.
Oh, hell.
Yeah. I would say if we are able to do that, we should do that. That would be an awesome little clip.
I tell you what.
Try to get a camera up in there or something.
We will give Morgan her first solo, that's for sure.
And she's got to look at it this way, too. We have radios. If she's feeling uncomfortable or something, hey, call it, hey, come get me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. We'll have radios.
Yeah. We'll have a bunch of radios out.
I ain't like Rob walk up on me when I'm intense and just touch me. I'll be ready to come off the ground and kill somebody.
Well, see, when you're doing an Estes challenge, I'm not going to let Brian go after 15 minutes because after 15 minutes, your mind plays tricks on you. You start seeing stuff that's not there. You start hearing stuff that's not there. So I always pull him in 15 minutes. And the only way to pull him wearing noise-canceling headphones and blindfolded is to touch him. So I walk up to him, but I stand far away where he can't swing, and I tap him on the shoulder, and I'm like, hey, Brian, pull it.
You need a like a secret tap code or something, so that way people know. Okay, that's one of my guys getting me out of there.
I believe I'm gonna just make him tote his phone and put it on vibrate and call him. When you feel it vibrate, stop.
Well, when I about slapped you last time, it's because I was sitting on the floor and had the radio sitting in between my legs on the floor, and like it felt something moving around it. It actually come up and jerked off my head and went to the floor.
And we got that on video. It's on our Facebook page, too, if anybody wants to see that Estes challenge. You can actually see the cord pull and the radio slide off of his lap, and his hands were nowhere near it, and he wasn't moving.
Where's that at?
That was at the Bank of PD here in Rockingham.
Is that on YouTube?
It's on our Facebook page.
Facebook. Okay, I need to go find that.
If you go to PD Region's Facebook page and just hit videos, it'll be the one with the red light. Because Brian was running, he bought a new IR light, and it was like really, really bright red, and he was trying it out that night. Morgan said, I'm going to come out running if something touches me.
Well, the thing, you're going to be at an old doctor's office, it's bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll do a recreation. PD's all about doing recreations. We'll take somebody that, don't exceed the weight limit and put them on the bed in the surgery room, and we will sit there and act like doctors. And
I like it.
We need tonsils removed in here immediately, get the doctor. We'll recreate it. And you won't believe the stuff that's happened. Like at St. Albans in the electroshock therapy room. We put Tank's big butt up on a gurney, and I hooked the TENS unit to him and started shocking the piss out of him. And we actually got EVPs and shadows in that room while we were doing that.
Oh, my gosh. That's a good idea. Because Morgan's like the nurse of the group, so she could be using all her terminology.
Yeah. Hey, we'll put Cody on the bed, hook the TENS unit to Cody, and let Morgan shock it.
Ah.
I can't.
I think Morgan will be down for that.
Yeah, we have radios, but you ain't going to see the lights. You're blindfolded.
Yeah, you're blindfolded. You won't see nothing.
Yeah.
And Brian got them big grandpa blindfolds, too, to, like, cover your whole face.
They're soft and cushiony, though. I got them where they're comfortable.
No cheating.
They're the gel ones, but they actually go in your eye socket, so you cannot see no
oh, my
light whatsoever.
gosh. That's hardcore, boys.
Morgan said, oh, yeah, she's game for that, Cody.
We was going to use a bandana for our first one. So y'all are hardcore up in this thing.
Oh, yeah, we got it ready. And we got 3 different sets of headphones for 3 different size ears for the noise cancelers.
Heck yeah. I've got my own pair too, so if we ever need those.
Well, Pops wants to try it, but he can't hear even with his hearing aids on, so it won't do him no good to get on there.
Yeah.
Just don't put Tank on there and touch him.
No.
We were at an old jail in South Carolina. I can't say the name of it because it's disclosed, but Tank was sitting on top of the stairs, and it had the handrails on each side, and he was holding them like this. I was at the bottom of the stairs asking questions real softly, and Brian was behind him filming. And after 15 minutes, I told Brian, I said, Brian, you need to go ahead and pull him. When he tapped Tank on the shoulder, that joker jumped so hard, both handrails come up out the ground. He ripped them both up.
Oh.
I'm glad they're remodeling that building.
Yep.
Mm.
You know, Rob, I think one of our bucket lists may come true here pretty soon. The Revolutionary Battlefield. If we can get that paperwork to go through, it will be great.
You might well go ahead and tell Cody about it.
Cowpens Battlefield. I've got to send in the waiver, and I got to send in the permit application and see if it's a go. So we'll see.
Mm.
And I don't believe it's ever been investigated before either. I don't think.
I like it.
Bad thing about it is you got to have $1 million insurance policy to investigate it.
Dude, what?
Yep.
Check.
Which we have, but there's a lot of places we've tried, like Town Creek Indian Mound here in North Carolina. We wanted to investigate it. You got to have insurance policy. So we just went ahead and done it. So now we can get in there.
I got the email back from the desk. Got to send it for the permit through Raleigh to get in.
Is that going to be a one night?
Probably with that. You got to put in the date you want and an alternative date.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at pictures of it. Like,
have a good night,
Google. Kim. It looks amazing out there.
And you ain't got to thank us. It's our pleasure, huh?
Exactly.
Get you some
good
rest.
Night, Kim.
Jason said, we like Cody. He might have to hit us up. Hey, he's a good dude, man. I'm telling you. It's all about para-unity, man.
That's right.
Did I say that word? Wow.
Yeah, you did.
Whoa.
Shame on you.
I wish I could move my mouse right here. Just look at our mission statement right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Parafam. Well, I think we may change it to PD First Line Fam.
First Line PD.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a police department almost.
I ain't lying.
We are the Paranormal Police Department. North Carolina Paranormal Detectives.
Well, to be honest with you, me and Brian, matter of fact, just about every single person in PD at one point was a first responder.
Probably why we clicked so well.
I was a medic. Brian was a military. Andy Balcom was a rescue and fire. Tank is fire department now. He's actual fire department right now, and he works for the sheriff's department. I don't know about Scott. I don't think Scott's ever. I don't know if he's ever did fire rescue or anything.
I think it was a Boy Scout. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
But most of us has been first responders.
Heck yeah. There's gonna be some big stuff coming up, for sure.
All I can tell y'all is stay tuned and follow the pages because it's coming.
Strap on and enjoy the ride.
Yep. And tonight, we need to give some thanks out. We stream to DNTV. We want to thank them. Parapost. We want to thank Brian Laverty and the crew over at Parapost. And Brian James we streamed on Parafam YouTube page. And then PD and First Line.
Heck yeah.
So everybody that allows us to stream, we really appreciate it. Thanks for letting us get our content out there. Much love.
Yep. Just let y'all know that video is up right now in 4K on YouTube. So if you want to rewatch it, or if you missed it tonight on this live, I would definitely watch it through that, just because you're going to get a little bit better quality on it.
Miss Leslie says good night, guys. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed it. See you in 2 weeks, Cody.
See you, Leslie. Enjoy your vacay.
Let's see. What does the number 47 mean, occult? That's crazy. You guys who shot people at that parade was obsessed with that murder.
I have no clue what the 47 means.
Huh. I haven't looked into the story and the events that led up to all that yet. So I have no idea. That's new news to me, so
yeah.
That might be something we have to look into.
And I'm just going to be honest. I don't even know anything about it because I don't watch TV at all. I don't listen to the radio. I don't watch TV.
What was behind Highland Park parade shooting suspect's affinity to number 47? What was the significance? And inverse 7-4. Oh, well, that stuff's in the news. They're looking at it.
Yeah. Keep us posted. Appreciate it.
That's interesting.
Good idea.
The numerology and meaning and symbolism of angel number 47. Oh gosh! All right, I'm getting some. I'm seeing some articles.
You better close that thing down. You'll be there all night.
Yep.
Oh.
It was even on his car, that number.
Stay tuned. We'll figure it out.
Along with the CERN project. See how that changes the field.
But, like I say, one last time, man, thank everybody. We really appreciate y'all coming out and supporting Cody and First Line, Morgan, and the whole team. They're doing great things, and big things are coming. That's all we can say.
Yep, we'll tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We're putting our own team members on the hot seat, Mr. Andrew and Pops.
Yeah, Paranormal Static tomorrow at 7 p.m. We're going to do a little something different for the next few weeks. We're going to spotlight the PD members. So we're going to take 2 per week, put them on the hot seat, and let everybody get to know them, know where they're from, how they got into the field, and
heck yeah,
what they're up to and what their jobs are. And I think it's going to be cool.
That reminds me. So tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., I've got Daryl from, I believe, Lost Souls on Cryptic Trading Post. that's ran through First Line Paranormal. So if you want to check that out, we're actually going to look at news and do interview with him all at one time. We're going to like switch it up and stuff. So it should be pretty good. So check that out. And of course, Paranormal Static tomorrow evening. Y'all do yours at 7 p.m., right?
7 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Now, after my show tomorrow, I might be changing my time to 9 p.m. For my show. So
PD and First Line's fixing to start giving y'all a double whammy on Thursdays.
Yeah, it sounds like a double whammy.
Pow!
All right, y'all. Good. But check us out tomorrow. We're going to get out of here for tonight. Much love to everybody. Thanks for coming out and supporting Cody and what they do. It means a lot to us. And that's what this field needs, man, is everybody sticking together and working together. You don't know how much we appreciate it. I'm sure I can speak for Cody and his whole team whenever they say thank you for everything. And on to the next.
Thank you.